Every so often, you get the most interesting voicemails, emails, and comments on videos. I have one here that I want to play for you from a listener, somebody I know who had a great idea, the unregistered offender. The public is blissfully unaware because of the disinformation campaign by both the police, prosecution, judges, and politicians that what you're really hunting for is the safety of children, and you have to be honest about the numbers, and you have to be honest about the definitions. You have to be honest about what abuse is, where it occurs. You have to be honest about the numbers and stop conflating real human trafficking cases, the Adam Walsh and the Jacob Wetterling and the Alicia Project stories. Um, those are very different and the exception rather than the rule, but according to law enforcement and the legal establishment, they are the rule. And but for the intervention of police and the wonderful, glorious, noble men and women who chase after people like me and many others who are not doing what they in law enforcement claim. Law enforcement says, but for the fact that we showed up in the nick of time, these people would have done something like the Jacob Wedling or the Adam Walsh cases. And that's simply not true. It's not borne out by the facts, it's not borne out by the independent research. But there's an interesting concept called the unregistered offender. I hope I have this set up correctly. I hope it will record this time. I've tried several takes on it. So let's see if we can actually get it introduced into the record for all those people who crave accountability and want to make sure that the pervs are taken care of. Listen to the unregistered offender.
Michael, long-time listener, first-time caller, very intriguing topics. Um, I wanted to bring up a concept of unregistered sex offenders that a lot of the people who have strong opinions on this don't actually know what the registry does include. And if you were to ask the people who have no record on paper, would you be interested in having unregistered sex offenders get registered? Um, and I think you would probably hear soccer moms all across America saying, yes, yes. And then within days, all of their husbands would be locked up. Well, maybe not at all, but an alarming percentage of husbands would be locked up because, if you're a man and you have no record, let me just ask you, back in high school, was your sweetheart several months younger than you? And when you turned 18, you kept up the relationship? Well, your beloved registry considers you tier 3 for that one, I'm afraid, not just tier 1. But that doesn't include everybody, I realize. That's just some people. Did you ever go skinny dipping? There again, only probably 5 to 10% of the population has gone skinny dipping. But go ahead. If you believe in accountability, go ahead. Get yourself registered because I'm sure you talk about accountability all the time, right? Well, this is your chance. Fess up and let's convert you from unregistered sex offender to registered sex offender, right? Did you ever did you ever urinate in public? I mean, I'm laughing as I say it because the better question is how many times did you urinate in public? Because almost every citizen has. Now, depending on the municipality, that can put you on the registry. Did you ever go to a New Year's party with your sweetheart, or any party really, and your lady had a lot to drink, and then the two of you had sex? Well, the law says that you could not consent, and you committed a felony, frankly. And oh dear, that's a tier 3 one. So far, you've racked up a couple tier 1 and tier 3 offenses, and we're just getting started. Did you rush a fraternity and had to streak in public? Well, you you might be an unregistered sex offender. It's good of you to come clean. I'm glad you believe in setting the record straight. Did you ever go to a web page that had lots of pornography on it, and only to discover that a couple images on that page are a year or two younger than 18? The law on this is actually very clear. Merely opening that file to view it in the first place is considered possession, even if you didn't save it, because according to law enforcement, the image made it into your cache, and that's possession. Oh, and if you thought, well, that's okay, I deleted it though. Okay, then they're going to add the charge of destroying evidence, unless There's one loophole. If you reported your mistake to law enforcement right away, which you know you did not. I could go on with this list for quite a while, but I don't want to belabor your voicemail here. I just want to congratulate all those upstanding citizens who are hurling tomatoes at you for their bravery in coming forward. Whatever percentage of them that are unregistered sex offenders, which I think would actually end up being a pretty high percentage, at least 70%. I want to congratulate them for doing the right thing and taking accountability for all their past transgressions and getting themselves registered. And I want to reassure them that don't worry, the registry is not punitive at all, remember? It's just a civil list, kind of like a Costco membership. So enjoy.
So there you have it. The unregistered offender. Sarcasm, irony, but the ugly truth is that law enforcement and the legal establishment do not want you to understand what they're actually doing. And that's not to say, again, that we don't have people abusing children or women or men, for that matter, in domestic violence cases. Certainly we do. It's not to say we don't have human trafficking. We do. I live in the Washington, D.C. area. It's supposed to be one of the great hubs. But you know who's not doing it? The person who just wants to get laid. The person who's on one of these dating apps hoping to get lucky. Or the person who just wants a date or is actually seriously looking for a lifetime companion. Or the numerous people who are disabled or who are intellectually disabled, who are finding that they have a little bit of a life online, that they can let loose and they don't have to be seen and they can experiment, or any number of other people who are just trying to get through their day. So the idea that you folks think anybody out there who says that, you can lump these all together, well, you can't. You really don't understand the nature of the situation until it happens to you or somebody you care about. So, the unregistered sex offender, interesting concept. Let me know what you think. Please like and subscribe. This is the 19th day of November 2024. This is ICAC Unpacked. I am Norman Michael Asian. Have a good day.